My name is Yonut, and in this short presentation, I will present how Graphite can be used for the automated development of hybrid graphical-textual DSL editors. We will assume that you would like to develop a hybrid DSL editor for this domain-specific language. And this is called the Project Scheduling DSL, which is used for modeling project plans. The root concept of the domain of the language is the project, which has a list of tasks and a list of people. A task has a name, a leader, a number of dependencies to other tasks, and a number of efforts. A person has a name, and an effort is assigned to a person and has a number of months. For this specific example, we would like to have a graphical representation for the task and the people. However, we would like to have a textual representation for the effort. So you would define the efforts textually using a textual syntax. Now, this is the xtext grammar that is used for defining the textual syntax of the effort. And you can see here that the entry rule returns a task which populates the effort, and they are separated by a new line. Finally, you would define the series specification, an ODesign file, in which you specify how the persons and the tasks should be represented. In this case, they are represented using two PNG files. Now, once you've defined the abstract and concrete syntaxes, you would use Graphite to automatically generate the code. You would select the Equer meta model, the generator model, the ODesign, and the xtext grammar. You would right click and you will select generate hybrid editor. This will generate all the code that is required for configuring a hybrid editor. And next, you must create an Eclipse application run configuration to launch the hybrid editor. This is the hybrid editor. In this hybrid editor, there are 3 tasks: analysis, design, and implementation, and 3 persons: Alice, Bob, and Charlie. Now, if I click on analysis, I can see the properties of this task, and I can see that it has 2 efforts. This is the textual representation of the efforts. If I click on the second task, I can see that it has no efforts, and the third task has 3 efforts. Now, the first feature that is provided by this hybrid editor is smart textual editors. These are not typical textual editors. They have syntax-aware editing features like auto-completion. So as I'm typing something, I can see a list of all possible options that I could use in a specific context. Another feature that the hybrid editor provides is textual graphical cross-referencing. These textual expressions are able to reference graphical model elements. For instance, the persons, Alice and Bob. They are defined in the diagram, but referenced in the textual expressions. Now, if I type something that is syntactically incorrect or something that can't be resolved, for instance, if I type Alice X, you will see an error marker showing that it couldn't resolve the reference to the person Alice X because it doesn't exist in the diagram. And you will also see this in the problems view. Now, if I go back and delete this, the problem will disappear. Now, another feature provided by Graphite is integrated refactoring. If I select something that is referenced in a textual expression, I will rename Bob into Robert. Now you can see that it has been renamed in the diagram, but it has also been renamed in the other tasks, in the third task, but also in the first task. So this would update all textual expressions accordingly. Now, if I go in the diagram and change the name of Robert back to Bob, this would also update all textual expressions. Now, if I delete Bob, Bob would be removed from all textual expressions.